The Big Talker, KIUL. Good morning, Southwest Kansas. It's Mid-America in the morning. Good morning. This hour is driven by Western Motor. ShopWesternMotor.com. ShopWesternMotor.com. Eileen Foil is my guest from Western Motor. Eileen, how are you?
I am great. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderfully, a little birdie told me it was your birthday yesterday, so happy birthday.
Well, thank you. Nothing better than 2222.
Exactly right. And then coming up on 2222 coming up in a few weeks.
I know, just around the corner.
And it's on a Tuesday. So it's perfect. It's perfect. Well, thanks for joining me. And last time you and I talked, we did a little bit of this in terms of myth busting a little bit. I'd like to do a little more of that. So,
yeah. It's always fun.
It's always fun. So, in terms of dead batteries, in terms of batteries and battery issues, because with the weather that we have today, that we had yesterday, and that we'll have tonight, especially with the low 3 degrees below zero tonight, there's gonna be some dead batteries in the morning. There's gonna be.
Yeah, you know it.
So what are some myths in related to batteries, to car batteries?
I'll tell you, the biggest myth is people go out there, they jumpstart their car, and it's like, okay, well, I'm going to run back in the house. I'm going to let it run for 10 or 15 minutes and, maybe 30 at the most, and my battery's going to be good and fully charged. Or, you know what, I'm going to go drive it for 5 or 10 minutes, and it's going to be fully charged. That is a myth. Anymore, you've got to hook your battery up to a battery charger and provide it with a very slow, steady stream of electricity to get that full charge back in there. I'll tell you what, a lot of your newer vehicles, some of them have actually alternator that doesn't charge 100% all the time. It only charges when it seems that it deems necessary. Like if you've got your air conditioner, your defroster, all your accessories going, then it'll go to full charge. But that is definitely a myth on that battery deal. You've got to get a charger put on that thing and get it back up where it needs to be.
Yes, most definitely. Having believed that myth for a while until, let's see, what was it? Not the last deep freeze, but the deep freeze before. I think it was 2019 back in Illinois where we had, I think, actual temps of like 25 below and wind chills in the 40, 50 below range, and battery died, and then it died again, and then it died again after jumping.
You bet. It never had a chance to get fully charged.
Yeah, no, never does.
Never does. It never hurts to have, that I tell you what, battery chargers are seemingly a pretty inexpensive tool to have in your home. They very, very, very much so.
Yeah. No, my dad's got one, and I should have one. I don't, but my dad has one. I know. So, and I believe this myth until I saw your notes. Wait a minute. There's a myth about the cold and the hot, and which season is actually hardest on your battery.
You bet. Now, the myth is everybody thinks, the colder it is, that's when it's going to be hard on my battery. And I tell you what, that is actually a myth. The heat of the summer is actually worse on your battery. Heat, you've got to think, it's 105 degrees outside. My car's been sitting in the sun. My engine's been running. It's with all that extreme heat under your engine, it causes your batteries to accelerate the corrosion inside the battery itself, which it deteriorates the battery life is what it does. So I tell you what, on a very, very hot day, I can almost bet you money if I put a pencil to it, we put more batteries in the heat of the summer than we do in the cold of the winter.
Wow. Okay. That's one I was not aware of.
Yeah.
And another big one during these cold temperatures is tire pressure.
Tire pressure.
That's always a big one, no matter what time of year it is, but especially now, tire pressure. What's a myth in regards to tire pressure?
Well, probably I see several things in this myth. number one thing I want to stress is that in the winter, your tire does lose a little pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So you always want to make sure you put them up where they need to be. Now, in that case, you don't want to look at your actual tire for the tire pressure measurements. You want to open your driver's side door, and there's actually a label that specifies what your front tire air should be and your rear. That is what the manufacturer recommends that you put those tires at. Now, the tire itself has a recommendation on it. That is the max that they want you to put in that tire. And, you don't ever want to drive around with that.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go with the manufacturer's tire recommendations for the handling, your best gas mileage, the life of your tire. You definitely want to go by the manufacturer's recommendation, which is on the door jamb.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah. Got it. And then what about premium fuel? Will putting premium fuel in a car that doesn't require it, will that lead to better performance? I've heard that one around.
Big myth.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, filling your gas, if your vehicle, if the manufacturer recommends that specific vehicle has to have premium fuel in it, then yes, you do put it in there. But I tell you what, they want you now to burn what they call top tier fuel. And there's 3 different grades. You pull up to the pump. There's the low grade, medium grade, high grade of top tier fuel. You can use the bottom grade. It works fine. All that top tier does is it has special detergents in it that's going to keep your injectors clean, and prolong the life of your vehicle. So.
Okay. I had a car at one point. So the only new car I've ever bought was a Nissan Juke, and that was a premium fuel recommended vehicle. And ever since then, every once in a blue moon, I'd put premium in, thinking, "Oh, it'd perform better." But no, never a difference.
No, not at all.
No, not even remotely.
That top tier, yeah, that's all you need. But definitely, if it recommends premium fuel,
yes. Oh no, with the Juke, there was a huge difference. There was a huge difference with putting the premium in and putting the non-premium in. That was a nice little car. I miss that little car. That was a fun little car.
I do want to tell you though, I have a lot of folks that'll go, "How do I know it's top tier?" If you pull up to a gas pump, there's a sticker on the pump itself. Most of them are probably 3 to 4 inches square, and it says top tier, and you'll see it right there, and then okay, all these low, medium, and high grades are all top tier.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
What about in colder weather, letting your engine kind of warm up a little bit, letting it idle for a while? Is there any myths in regards to that?
There is a myth. I'll tell you what, anymore, the engines run really very, very efficient. Letting your car, people go, "I'll let it run for 10 minutes or so." It might warm the interior vehicle up just a little bit, maybe defrost your window just a little bit. But as far as the engine goes, it does not really start warming up until you actually start driving it.
Okay.
They say the easiest thing to do is get in your vehicle, start it up. You're going to hear it fast idle. Once that fast idle takes that first dip down and your RPMs go down a little bit, you're good to go. Your engine doesn't usually start warming up until you're actually driving. They just idle very, very cold. The RPMs is what helps your engines warm up as you drive.
Yeah. And if anyone's having any issues with anything, I know I need to get my old car that I just paid off recently, so it's going to be staying around for as long as I can possibly stand it.
Same with mine.
But I need to have kind of a deep dive taken on this, a deep dive by the certified, skilled service techs at Western Motor. I need a deep dive taken on this car and saying, okay, here's what needs to be done to extend the life, to keep this thing going. It's had multiple issues, but trying to get as much as I can out of it. Is that something that you guys can help me with?
Oh, definitely. Our certified techs, no job is too big or or too small. Come and see us for any needs that you have, and you can call us at 620-271-7840 or go to shopwesternmotor.com to schedule an appointment with us. But, always feel free to call our service team. We're always there to help you.
Awesome. Eileen, thanks so much for the time. Really appreciate it. Please stay safe.
You bet.
And happy birthday once again, and we'll talk again soon, okay?
Thank you.
It's Mid-America in the Morning, the Big Talker, KIUO. We'll be right back.